For tactics on how to get an ex back. A tactic is a maneuver for achieving a particular goal. In this case, the goal is winning your ex back and repairing the root cause of the breakup. Point 1. To start, you'll have to slowly bring her back into the relationship. A wound won't mend overnight. Some time is required to mend your broken relationship. Rather than trying to fix things up as rapidly as you can, you'll have to figure on a month to let things cool off. During this time, you need to be sizing up the relationship itself. You'll need to consider things like whether you truly want her to be a part of your life and personal changes that you will make to get the relationship to work. Point 2. After this chilling out period, you'll have to find a way to open up the channels of communication with her again. It's important that you build up a good degree of comfort with her. This means being a good friend and being able to converse with her in a relaxed way. There can't be any talk about serious issues that place pressure on her. This isn't the time yet for discussions about the separation or other serious relationship issues. There's a time for this sort of discussion, but it will have to be at a later stage. If it's too difficult to become friends, then you'll have to allow more cooling off time. However, a month ought to be the maximum. Too much time apart will cause your ex to get comfortable with living without you. It also increases the odds of another boyfriend to enter the picture. Point 3. There will come a time when the important matter of continuing the relationship will have to be discussed. Bringing this up is going to be a very nerve-wracking moment. However, you can't afford to be squandering excessive time with her as a friend. If there is no chance of convincing her, you've got to find this out so that you can move on. Don't be putting too much hope in her being agreeable with coming back. A response that is non-committal means that the prospect of continuing your relationship still exists in her mind. It will simply require some more time for her to decide one way or the other. Point 4. One trick to try out is to exploit something that everyone does. What I'm talking about here is the inclination that we all have to play back emotional events repeatedly in our minds. Whenever someone says or does something that induces a very powerful emotion, we like to replay that moment over and over again in our heads. This is how we process feelings that we have about a specific emotional event. Typically, this will happen when a person suddenly makes a snide comment that takes us off guard. However, this phenomenon can also be induced with a totally unanticipated compliment or dramatic gesture. In order for this to work, you will have to provoke a strong positive emotion from her. This has to be a compliment or gesture that she normally wouldn't expect to come from you. If you succeed in this, she'll be enjoying this over and over in her head when she's alone. Her good feelings about you becomes reinforced with each replay. You probably won't be able to induce this state more than a couple of times, but that is all you'll need. Skillful use of these tactics should help a lot in your campaign to win her back.